Hi, it's John and welcome to the channel 5:22 a.m. It is May the 21st. I hope you're having a great day today. I've got my big blue mug of coffee. I'm kind of chuckling because if you're having a great day, it will likely be worse after you watch this video. Now, stick with me here. Listen. Yesterday, I was following this story about the consumer carbon tax driving up inflation. Here's Brian Lilly's article from The Sun from yesterday. Liberals lied on the carbon tax according to Statistics Canada data. You should be pissed off about this. And it's really crazy because I remember doing research on the carbon tax months ago on this channel, and I came up with this graphic by the same news organization, Global News. They recycled the story year after year after year after year after year after year on the carbon tax going up every April 1st, which was eliminated by Pierre Poilievre, not Mark Carney. Poilievre forced Carney to get rid of the consumer carbon tax. Thank the Conservatives and Pierre Poilievre, you liberal dopes out there. And Poilievre never took credit for it. I'll never forgive him. I'll never forgive him. He should have. It would have been a great play during the election campaign. But anyway, I move on. So what's the story here? So here's Lilly's story. The price decrease in April was mainly driven by the removal of the consumer carbon price. Statistics Canada announced Tuesday morning, while reporting inflation fell from 2.3% in March to 1.7% in April. So a double whammy. You got charged at the pump, you got charged for your heating, you got charged for all kinds of other things directly from the consumer carbon tax, and it did drive up inflation, meaning you paid on everything else. I've got a demand of the Liberals on your behalf in just a minute. Stay tuned. But it's going to get worse. Honestly, it's going to get worse. We'll get to that in a moment. So we go over to the Lilly story. When the House of Commons was last sitting in December, some 5 months ago, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, remember him? Raised the issue of the carbon tax and inflation. Then Liberal Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called Poilievre's statements absolute nonsense and dismissed the idea that the carbon tax and inflation were connected.
He is wrong when he says that the price on pollution, that is both fighting climate change and putting more money in people's pockets, is responsible for inflation.
So they lied to you. I knew it. You knew it. They said it over and over and over again. Now, I'm going to go here, folks. I'm going here. A famous propagandist once said, "A lie told once is still a lie. A lie told 1,000 times becomes the truth." And the Liberals know this. And they know they can manipulate weak-minded people to vote for them and believe them by just saying the same thing over and over again. Now, some of you know the clip I'm going to play right now. A drunken woman in a bar, used to be a Liberal environment minister, admitting the truth.
You know, I actually gave them some real advice. I said that if you actually say it louder, we've learned in the House of Commons, if you repeat it, if you say it louder, if that is your talking point, people will totally believe it.
The former environment minister and Liberal, Catherine McKenna, telling you how it is. You know, another famous Canadian, here's another quote for you, said, "A carbon tax is not about reducing emissions, it's a front for raising revenues." That was Stephen Harper, and he's absolutely right. They soaked you for years on this. They lied to you. Did I mention I've got a demand of the government in just a moment on your behalf? Hold on for that. But more are coming, folks, because we have the industrial carbon pricing system coming, which is going to drive up costs for industry here, which is going to be paid by you. And then there's this one as well. It's known as CBAM, the Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism. Mark Carney's carbon tariff would hurt Canadians and help no one. National Post article. This is prior to him winning the election. It would be hard to come up with a dumber tariff plan than President Donald Trump, but Liberal leadership candidate Mark Carney is giving it his best shot. Carney released his carbon tax plan recently, and it contained a tariff, a carbon tariff. Carney said he'd change the carbon tax, but would replace it with a hidden industrial carbon tax. And on top of it all, he'd impose carbon tariffs on imports. And former central bank this tariff is called a Carbon Border Adjustment Mechanism. Carney plans to impose the tariff on imports from other countries if he thinks they aren't doing enough to reduce emissions. That tariff would make the products more expensive to import into Canada, and that means Canadians would pay more. So 2 more carbon taxes are coming. You know it, I know it. And if the consumer carbon tax drove up inflation, how will these drive up inflation, costing you more money? That's what I want to know. Now, what's my demand? I don't know. We need to come up with a number, but I want my freaking money back. I want my money back. At the end, when I paid at the pump, it was an extra $10 a tank. I was putting about a tank in a week. Do the math. 52 weeks in a year, $520 a year. Stretch it back 6 years. Let's average it out to $7 a tank. How much money do you think you deserve back from the Liberal government who lied to you, blatantly lied, knowingly lied to you for years about this?
But for regular families that are hardworking, it puts more money in their pockets.
They knew it because you knew it and I knew it. But it was a conspiracy theory until it's not anymore. I want my money back. I think Poilievre, and I mentioned in one of my videos ages ago, should have promised a rebate, a carbon tax rebate for every Canadian because they've been screwed over for 6 years with the carbon tax under the Liberal Party. I would have loved that. I think we deserve money back from the Liberal Party. And you know what? Climate change wasn't brought up a lot during the election, but I think you're going to get a lot of it from this government. I think you are. But I want my money back. This infuriates me. It should infuriate you as well. But we knew they were lying. But there were just enough people to buy it. Buying into a stupid phrase, elbows up, that got us the same party that screwed us over for years with the fake carbon tax that did absolutely nothing for the environment. But it made you all a lot poorer. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel, working our way towards 32,000 subscribers. Ring the bell for notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, and before I go, I wanted to mention that today at 12:15, I'm honored I will be on the Corey Morgan show with the Western Standard. Corey got in touch with me the other day. Make sure you watch for me there. I'm really excited, and I'm going to bring along the big blue mug. See you in the next one.